Welcome back to the Tiberian Hanger. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about a news story that slipped by me with all of the SDCC going on and all of the coverage and all of the different people that did a great job with their coverage and informing everybody. And I'm trying to compile this news for you guys. I missed this. The presentation at Playmates for the future it's got a few retro items in it, and I'll show you. But we're going to go into it. But the Turtle Lair is one of them. Now, I'm going to tell you why I really don't think that one is the top of the list that they should have done. But people will love it. People will buy it. And I'll explain why people will buy it. Even though there's plenty on eBay. It's not hard to get. Mine wasn't hard to get. The Mutant module is a lot trickier, more challenging to get. And that in itself is something exciting that they say it's coming in the future. So those two are actually confirmed. And then there is going to be some figures that, in all reality, I don't really know who the Worm, Scaletail, and Anthrax are so much. But they look cool. It's exciting. This is more deeper cuts. Maybe this is going to make way for some other deep cuts in the future. And then there's some other projections I would expect to see them make. I'm going to go out and I'm making my own projections on what they're going to make going forward, but one has almost been confirmed in addition to this, and then one more. It's just a no-brainer. We'll talk about this and more coming up. So if you watch my channel, you know that I've been trying to not collect turtles. I've kept up with almost everything, probably about 80% of what NECA put out. And I've got the set of the Super 7 turtles, and I've got most of the retro stuff Playmates put out. But I have kind of tried to slow it down because I don't really need all the deep cuts, and they don't mean a whole lot to me, the deeper cuts, figures, and characters. But I would get the real rare stuff like Scratch and all of them if they do them. But the Turtle Lair itself is cool, but I got really ignited and excited about the Technodrome. And I got a Technodrome for a good price. It just seemed like the perfect time when everybody was excited about the pre-orders, and they started pre-ordering that and not paying attention to vintage ones. The vintage ones started dropping. People started putting them up for really good prices, and I got a good one. And so I did the same thing with this. And it's like the next step, the next evolutionary step. You got the Technodrome, you get the Sewer Lair, but now they're going to be reissuing the Sewer Lair. And, you know, when I started doing this, I made some projections. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Doing a quick search on eBay and looking to see, you can get a good Turtle Lair for a good price. And some of these, and I thought I put in complete for all these. These should all be complete. But we're talking, someone had a complete one, or it looks to be complete according to what they say, and it didn't even sell for $200. So, and that's saying they'll probably put this out at the $80 price point like the Technodrome. And then there's question of will they resize it? Is it going to be smaller? Everyone's seeing the Technodrome as being smaller and all that. But I didn't really think that this is something that should get made. A lot of people in the comments said yes, they want to see it get remade. But when there's so many on the secondary market, it's so easy to get, so readily available. None of the parts are even that impossible to get. I don't really think this is the best thing for them to do. But it's going to be exciting to see the box in the store. People get excited. $80, or if it's exclusive on Amazon, people are going to be excited to get it for the box. And I understand that. And for $80 versus $200, yeah, that's actually a pretty good deal. But are there enough people out there that are going to do it? Well, there's a ton of Turtles collectors. Now, looking at what's still available on there right now, there are 56 of these online and over 200 listings. So we're saying parts and pieces and stuff, but only 11 say that there's complete. Now, some people might have complete ones, just didn't put it in their title and all that, but it really is not that hard to get this. Maybe buy 3 lots, you piece yourself together a complete one for under 200, easy, 150. I think I got 150 in mine, so maybe 200 total, but it's still one of those things that it's not that hard to get. Now, I made a video, it's called The Playmates Sucks, Why Playmates Sucks. And I really didn't bash Playmates. I just said the things that I would have liked them to do and to do different. And the things that, I mean, every company makes mistakes and they do things wrong. But this is one of the things that I cited as why Playmates sucks, because they're not reissuing this. They're doing all the other things. They're putting the Turtle Van back out over and over and over and over and over. But why not put this out? Because there's enough demand for it, I think. I did say that the normies, the average casual collector probably wouldn't want to drop $80 on it. But if they put it out at $50 or, $49.99, I think it would sell very, very well. I don't know if they could hit the price point of $50 on this. I can't guarantee that, but I don't see why not. But still, maybe it's $69.99 or $70. I don't think it'll be as much as a Technodrome. If they can do a Technodrome for $80, they can definitely do this for $50, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But it looks really good. I mean, this is one of those things that the pictures I showed in the slideshow are actually of the actual vintage items. They're not showing their work yet. So the thing is, do they have the old molds? Is it going to be exactly 1-to-1? Because we know that the Technodrome is going to be smaller. It's not going to be 1-to-1. Now, I actually have one of these, and it is almost complete. I'll probably be doing a video in the next couple of weeks. I just get my hands on the last couple of parts and knock a video out to show everything that it does. It is pretty cool. And it's one of those things that there's always some sort of a drill mechanism in a cartoon. You can think about G.I. Joe had it. Of course, they had it in here. And probably saw it a bit in Transformers. But just any 80s cartoon had some sort of drilling machine drilling under the ground. It's just part of the culture back then. There was always a drilling machine for some reason. But it is a cool vehicle. And it almost, in a way, blows my mind that Playmates originally made it, but they've never reissued it since the first release, and now it's on the docket. Now it's under construction, under work. There's a section called under construction, so with that, we don't know if it's actually, when it's actually going to get made. We know it is under construction, meaning it is still something that they're working on, and it will be coming in the future. Now, the other thing in my video for the Playmates Sucks video, and I sang them praises on a few things, but I also told the Voltron stuff I don't like, some of the stuff I didn't like with the Street Fighter and just stopping and all that. So go watch that video. I'll link it down below. Playmates Sucks. But with this video, I reviewed this. This is a snapshot from my video, and I love this Foot Cruiser. It's a cool vehicle, and if they put the Foot Cruiser back out, they could also do the Neutrino Cruiser. They could recolor this to Neutrino at the same time. You see, that's the kind of thing that Playmates and Kenner and all those companies love to do, which is kind of weird because Playmates and Kenner were around at the same time, and Kenner's now gone and absolved and all that kind of stuff, but Playmates is still going. I don't know if they're going strong, but they're still going. But this would be something, and guess what? When asked at SDCC, whoever was working a booth, what would you like to see made? He said this is what he wants to see made out of everything the most, and it makes sense, and this is one of my predictions, that they should make this. This was one of my why Playmates Sucks, because they're not making this. You see, they could put out neutrino cars in different colors, and they could do different things with it, just with the same exact car and just recolor it. I think everybody would be happy with that. I mean, people have been doing this customization for a long time. It's been something that's been going on. It would be a whole lot of fun. The one thing is, though, if they're going to start from ground zero, and they're not going to have to, if they don't have the old mold, and they can't use the old mold, and they're going to have to make all new molds, then why not make it slightly bigger so that you can accommodate some maybe bigger figures that Playmates has made, or even with that accommodate some NECA figures, possibly just open that market, because how long is it going to be till NECA ever gets around to this, or Super 7 gets around to this? It'll be a long time. And if you can get these for like the $50 price point, man, this is going to be killer. So the other thing I really think they should do is put the Channel 6 news van back out. And the reason why is because it basically is a recolor, for the most part. It looks to me like a recolor of the Turtle Van. And why couldn't they just do it? Why could they not make this? I don't know. And why have they not? Now, I'm sure that they're going to say something like, not enough demand for it, this is just something that's real niche market, and not everybody is looking for one of these. But I got to say, at this point, the awareness of this and the collectors that are on the market, seeing this in the store would be like an instant grab, and especially if they can get it for the same price. There's really no reason they couldn't get this for the same price as Turtle Van. Now, this is a picture from Dallas Finished Toys, and Sean and I go way back. This sold on his webpage for $300. So yeah, Dallas Finished Toys does ship, so if you go to DallasFinishedToys.com, I like plugging him because he's always taking good care of me and is a really good dude, and he's a whole lot of fun too. The dude is a lot of fun. Anyway, but if you see this for $35, and there's all very similar parts here to what you see with the Turtle Van that they're putting out for $35. I don't see why they couldn't do it, even if they up it because of a couple special pieces and up it to $40 or something. This is something that would sell very well, or as an exclusive or something along those lines. It would really suck as an exclusive you can't get your hands on. I think you'd see collectors buying 2 and 3 of these because of the rarity. Want to open, want to keep sealed. plus the box art. I mean, so many possibilities. So what they're doing right now is opening up to Playmates sucking less. If you guys wonder why I'm showing so many eBay listings when I talk about these videos and talk about this stuff, is I just have been saying numbers and prices off the top of my head, and now this is a fact, and this is also a fact of this is what things are for sale on eBay right now. And if we look back at this video 5 years from now, it'll be fun to have this kind of information in videos such as this. So that's why I'm trying to put as many of these eBay listing type of shots in my videos for historical reference. And I wish I would have done that for the last 6 or 7 years that I've been on YouTube. And these things are stupid expensive to try to get your hands on one complete. But then looking at this here, what has sold, so we've seen it sell from $1,700 down to a bare bones, stripped down, missing everything, for $149, and somewhere in the middle, everything's in the middle. Could you imagine just getting this sucker for $35 at a Walmart? And to wrap this up, there's more classic mutants, the Skeletal, Anthrax, Worm, and although I don't have any attachment to these characters, I don't care about these characters, and I might buy them, I don't know, but I would definitely buy a scratch. I would definitely buy some of these harder, rarer figures to get. Why are they not putting them back out? Even if they put them back out, and here's the thing, if they don't have the molds to them, if they have to make them from scratch, then make them slightly different than vintage, so they're not exactly the same, so that collectors that have the vintage and they paid $4,000 or whatever stupid price for it, that they don't feel shafted. They're like, oh yeah, definitely it's not the original, it's not exactly the same, and they're going to be that way anyway. But to say maybe the elbows are bent a little bit more, and there's a little bit of difference in it. So I'd like to see Scratch and this dude that looks like a giraffe and a few other ones. I would definitely pick those up just because of the rarity and the fun and the history. But there's hundreds and hundreds. I think there's like 300 figures they made total. I don't know the exact number. But I'm really into the ones that make me feel good about remembering the toy line. And then the ones that are super rare, that it's just really interesting to have those. So what do you think about these reveals that slipped by the goalie here, and I'm the goalie, it slipped by me, and I didn't catch it for my news, which I'm glad I had time to spend to make a full video talking about this. But what do you think about the sewer Lair getting remade and reissued? What do you think about the original Mutant module getting remade? And do you think they'll make them exactly 1-to-1? Do you think they'll make them smaller? And if they do make them smaller, does that make you want them any less? And would you be in on these for the $80 price point, $50 to $80 price point? And if you were in on these, would you be planning to buy more than one? Let me know in the comments below, like and subscribe, and Titanium Hanger out.